Welcome back to Tuesday. We are at the Scholarium vendor, and in a moment we're going to go to the Infinite Archive vendor. Every Tuesday morning at 10 a.m. Eastern, they have a rotation in what they have to offer. So let's see what the Scholarium has today.
My accommodation.
Looks like we have 4 scripts again. Bound Affix script Berserk adds Berserk, a buff increasing damage done to a scribe skill when written to a grimoire. Another affix script, Mangle, adds Mangle, a debuff reducing max health to a scribe skill when written to a grimoire. We have a focus script, Frost Damage, adds frost damage to a scribe skill when written to a grimoire. And finally, a signature script, Anchorite's Cruelty, adds a consume soul gem to deal oblivion damage effect to a scribe skill when written to a grimoire. And now we are talking to Filer Wool in Infinite Archive. Let's see what he has to offer.
I would sell you a map of the...
Okay, let's start off with our map. This week it's Northern Elsewhere. Northern Elsewhere brings us Call of the Undertaker, Crafty Elfique, and Vesture of Darlek Bray. Darlek Bray is a great set for a thief especially. We also have books that drop from treasure maps in Northern Elsewhere. However, these maps are super cheap on traders. They are not worth 2,000 archival fortunes. Do not buy them from the vendor. All right. Scripts this week. We have 4 again. We seem to be going back and forth between 3 and 4. Somebody told me they found a pattern for this. I have yet to look into that, but if I figure out that there is a pattern, I will let you guys know. All right, first we have an affix script, Cowardice. Adds Cowardice, a debuff reducing weapon and spell damage to a scribe skill when written to a grimoire. Lifesteal, another affix script, adds Lifesteal, a debuff granting healing to attackers to a scribe skill when written to a grimoire. We have a focus script, Restore Resources, adds resource restoration to a scribe skill when written to a grimoire. And Bound Signature script, Immobilizing Strike, adds an immobilization effect to a scribe skill when written to a grimoire. We finally have a mask again. Last couple weeks we've had shoulders. This week is a Valkynscoria mask style page. This one comes out of City of Ash 2. Not a horribly difficult dungeon, but it is a beautiful mask. It's a very cool looking mask. I think this is one that you want in your collection. Whether you get it from farming City of Ash 2 when the time comes or buying it today, I think this is a great mask to have. Next up, we have companion equipment, medium armor. I never recommend the armor. Companion equipment is bound when you get it from the Infinite Archive vendor. It's 5,000 archival fortunes. I don't think this one's worth it. Because it's bound and because it's random what the trait is, you're probably not going to get a trait that you want. Next, we have Heroes Almalexia deck fragment. This one comes from defeating bosses inside Gorn and the Underweave public dungeons in Telvanni Peninsula and Apocrypha. I do think if you're in there already farming for your squirrel pieces, you're going to get this one anyway. Now, I know we're waiting for leads, so let's get on to those. First, we have Dark Metal Springs. This one is for Music Box Glyphic Secrets from Telvanni Peninsula. This particular lead is from Thieves' Troves and Safe Boxes in Telvanni Peninsula. I don't think this one's particularly difficult to get. Obviously, if this is your last one and you want to spend the 5,000 archival fortunes, go for it. I think I'm skipping this one. The next one is Seeker's Sinew Thread. This one's for Mora's Whispers. Mora's Whispers is going to be a great mythic to have once White Strake's Mayhem starts up later this month. However, this one comes from clothing nodes in the Deadlands. I did not find this one difficult to get, so I think I'm skipping both of these leads this week. Next up, we have Malographic Ichor. You get these from doing your dailies in Infinite Archive. You can also have them randomly drop. And there is a guaranteed of 1 a day when you do your daily. So 15,000 archival fortunes, I don't think is worth it. I would rather just run 1 arc, do the daily, and be done. Okay, our 2 books. Doom of the Hushed. That's our first book. This one comes from Bastianimics. The eidetic memory is an Apocrypha on a bench in Cypher's Midden, so it's pretty easy to find. Bastianimics are a pain, and the drop rate isn't fantastic. So that one's up to you. Next up, we have The Waiting Door. This is another one of those little waterlogged books. This one drops from Infinite Archive. The eidetic memory is in Necrom in Telvanni Peninsula at the Mourner's Solace Inn. Also not a difficult one to find. So they should be fairly easy to pick up if you want to get them this week. And last up, we have Unearthed Valenwood Seedling. If you have 25 Unearthed Valenwood Seedlings and 25 Lost Grot Oak Acorns, you can make the Grot Oak Squirrel. The Unearthed Valenwood Seedling, this one, drops from the Underweave in Apocrypha, the public dungeon. It just drops from when you kill mobs. The first one per day is pretty easy to get. And then you combine 25 of those with 25 of the Lost Grot Oak Acorns from Gorn in Telvanni Peninsula to make your squirrel. All right, so that's everything he has for sale. Let's run an arc and see what new gear is dropping this week. We just ran one arc of Infinite Archive. The first thing I want to point out is that I got a class script scrap when we killed Thoat. We've been wondering what it means when they say complete Infinite Archive to get a class script scrap. We're thinking it's kind of random. You'll get it from a Thoat boss, but last week, or the week before, Barrel Bones was talking about how they got one at Arc 5. Barrel did not get one at Arc 1 like I did this time, so it seems kind of random. If anybody has any more information on that, feel free to leave it in the comments. Otherwise, we have new gear dropping as we do every Tuesday. Our Overland base game set is from Shadowfen. We'll see Hatchling Shell, Robes of the Hist, and Swamp Raiders. And then our DLC zone that is dropping gear is Gold Coast. From there, we'll see Flanking Strategist, Hide of Morehouse, and Sithis' Touch. Thank you so much for joining us again. We will see you next Tuesday.